Aloha everybody and welcome back to the Solo Garage. So first things first, I really just want to apologize for the lack of content. Life has just been really busy. I'm working a lot, my wife is working a lot. I really just have not had the time to actually make videos. I've been recording everything that I've been doing with the 99 Tacoma. There's also a couple of game plan changes for the 2JZ. I know originally I said that I was going to try and get like a used set of GTE connecting rods and pistons, but I've decided that if I'm going to rebuild this block from the ground up, which we are doing, I'm not going to use used connecting rods and pistons in this build. I'm just going to go ahead and spend the money on some forged connecting rods and pistons. Yeah, that's going to cost me probably about $1,200 to $1,300, but in the long run, I just feel that if I'm going to be throwing boost at this, then I should do things the right way instead of going with used options. So, all right guys, so now we can go ahead and get into today's video. So I purchased my 1999 Toyota Tacoma full well knowing all of the luxuries and the amenities that come with owning a 99 Toyota truck. Absolutely not. I was fine with that. I'm okay with a simple, basic, bare bones truck. There's nothing wrong with it. I absolutely love having a manual truck and driving it every day, even with Hawaii traffic. But one thing that is essential is a radio. So stock, this thing comes with a cassette player, right? Which was no big deal. I was able to get a Bluetooth adapter at Walmart for about 14, 15 bucks. Not a big deal. So I'm on my way to work. Everything's working great. I pull in, I park the truck, and I go to eject it so that way I can charge it. It won't come out. It doesn't matter what I do, this cassette is just not coming out, right? So I messaged my wife and I'm like, hey, this is broken, it's not coming out, can I buy a new radio? And she said yes. So I got the okay from the wife, so that's good to go. So I didn't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on a radio, right? So I looked around on the Facebook Marketplace, couldn't find really anything that I liked that was reasonably priced, right? That's just how it is here in Hawaii. So I decided I'll check out Amazon, and I found this radio for $46, shipped everything with a backup camera. Figured I'd give it a shot. So I'll give you guys my opinion on it after driving it for about 2 or 3 weeks now. All right, let's go ahead and get into the installation of this. All right, so this is my $46 Amazon double din that I bought. So right off the bat, you can see it's packaged fairly well. I'm gonna assume that these are the brackets to attach to the side of the double din. That's pretty nice of them. They went ahead and included a plastic pry tool. Here we have a plastic trim bezel, our wiring harness, and the mounting screws. Oh, and electrical tape. That's pretty neat. So here we have the actual head unit. All the buttons feel pretty clicky and pretty good, so. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely not like actual metal of any type. This is just hard plastic that's been painted silver. You can kind of see that like little blemish right there. All in all, I mean, it feels a little like light, but it doesn't all in all, doesn't seem bad. Oh. Okay, so we have a backup camera for free with our $46 double bin. Okay. All right. So in order to professionally install this, what we're going to use is a soldering iron, some flux, obviously our solder. We're also going to need some heat shrink, the wiring harness, and then the adapter kit. So now that we have both of our connectors out of the box, when it comes to actually wiring this up, 99% of it is going to be color matching. So it's pretty obvious to tell that we have two purple wires here. One is going to have a black strip on it. This one right here, I doubt you're going to be able to see that, but this one has a black stripe on it. This one also has a black stripe on it. So these two will go together. The two purple go together. It's really that easy. There's honestly not a whole lot to it. So one of the first things that we're going to want to do before we actually start soldering or doing anything else is actually break away the shielding. So you can see all you got to do is bend it a little bit back and forth, kind of twist a little bit and pull. Do the same on this, and of course our factory patch cable. So one of the absolute first things that you're going to want to do is go ahead and open up your heat shrink and go ahead and place one on each piece of wire. I can't tell you how many jobs like this I've done and I totally forget to put the heat shrink on, and then by the time I solder it's already too late. Now that we have the heat shrink on all of our wires, one of the first things I'm going to do is start twisting it like this. Basically make sure that there's no stray wires, right? So if I have a whole bunch of wires out like this, and then I go and I put heat shrink over it, I solder it all up, I put heat shrink over it, and then I got all these wires hanging out. Then we got a similar story with, I don't know, say this wire, and it's all hanging out. The wires are jumbling around together, and then boop, they touch, and now we have a short circuit and our radio's fried, or I don't know, maybe it catches fire. Either way, I don't want that to happen, so go ahead, twist up all the wires, make sure they're nice and even. So I am truly sorry for this, and I apologize, but unfortunately, while I was editing this video, I got a system update for my computer. It did its update, and then the microphone does not record. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but I can't do voiceovers right now. So this is pretty much what it's gonna be. I kind of wanted to do like a full in-depth tutorial on how to solder and kind of stuff like that. It's a tool that really helps people out, and that was something that I wanted to do, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do that, so I'm just going to do like a quick time lapse on all of that, and then at the end I'll give you guys my opinions and how I feel about this $46 radio that we are installing into the Turbo Taco. Alright guys, thank you so much. So here you can see that you have all of your options, your radio, whatever, music, movie, photo, explore. You have your phone link, steering wheel controls, settings, aux, and Bluetooth. I pretty much just use Bluetooth. It's super simple and it's easy. It works for me. So from there, yeah, you pretty much have all your controls. Your phone options, contacts, stuff like that. And it works relatively well. You can see that it responds pretty fast to all of it. You can go in, you can actually even change your wallpaper. Actually, wait a minute. So your display, so here you have your logo settings. You can change your logos. So I thought that was pretty neat. I have it set up for Toyota, clearly. All right, guys, now it is time to answer the question that I'm sure everybody is asking. Is this radio worth $46? After the install, after buying the patch harness, after everything, is it worth the money? And the short and sweet answer to that is absolutely. Clearly we can see that this radio is definitely worth $46, right? But why is that? I know me growing up in high school in 2010, 2011, 12, 13 time frame, right? These kind of radios would have cost you $200, $300 minimum. And now you can pick them up off Amazon for $46. And why is that? And that's because the technology that was used back then was cutting edge. That was newer technology, and that costs money, right? But as that technology is starting to become older and not quite new age and breaking and all that stuff, it's becoming a lot easier to mass produce it, and we can actually get good quality, cheap headsets or head units for ridiculously cheap amounts of money, right? $46. So I would 100% recommend this. I have no issues with it. The reverse camera works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So now that we're done talking about the radio, we can move on into what is going on with the 2JZ, right? So I actually have plans to get this over to a machine shop sometime next week. They're going to bore it and they're going to hone. They're going to deck it so that way it's good to go there, so that way we can make sure that where our head meets is going to be perfectly smooth and flat. And I'm actually going to bore this out by 0.5 millimeters, so bringing it up to a total of 86.5 millimeters per cylinder. So that is the game plan for the 2JZ right now. I'm sure everybody can understand that that kind of stuff gets expensive, and it gets expensive quick. So I do apologize once again for the lack of content, but I'm trying to really make sure that I do this build and I do it properly, I do it well, and so that way a year down the road I don't know, blow it up, you know? Who wants that? So, all right guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing, whatever it is you're doing. I really do appreciate it. And remember, the only place you can get things done so well is the Solo Garage. Peace, guys.